Don't check my phone.
Don't even touch it. You don't want to know where.
Don't touch it.
Welcome to CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
How's it going, Larry? How's your computer doing?
Well, it's only delayed us about 40 minutes at this point. So
for a second there, I thought we were going to have to do this via cell phone. Have you called
that would have
in
been
like you're a
ugly.
caller. We're going to our listener Lowry. How you doing? And it just would have sounded awful.
So it feels like we're back in the old days when there was always some type of computer or equipment malfunction.
Yeah.
So that's all that is. I'm really glad that we bought new equipment last January, to the thanks and the help of many of our patrons.
Now I think you're going to have to get a new computer, Lowry. Going to have to use that money to get a computer.
This thing's only like 3.5 years old.
I know.
And I watched no porn on it, so that's not the problem.
That's funny because that was going to be my thing. I waited to say it. I was going to say it on here, but you beat me to it.
I
was going to say
this is a clean computer.
Clean computer. Who uses a computer anyways anymore? You got your phone, you know.
Yeah, don't check my phone.
Don't even touch it. You don't want to know where that's been.
It's I'm not going to get into. Am I blushing? I'm not sure.
Gross. All right, so this is episode 136. We might as well get right into things just in case your computer doesn't stick around with us here. All right. What are we doing today? We have our segment that we started with the last set, and
Commander 99 or
garbage.
Something or garbage.
Garbage. You can't.
I love this title.
Yeah, can't even remember it.
It's a good bet.
But yeah, it's going to be, so we're going to go through all of Zendikar Rising legendary creatures, and it's not spoilers. We're just going through and telling you what we think is commander worthy, can fit in the 99, or is just straight up garbage. Don't even play it. Don't put it in a commander deck. So
why did they make this card?
For sure. Other than that, what else do we have? We have no new patrons this week, but we have the giveaway still going. So that goes till the end of the month.
End of September 2020.
Yes. Teferi, Master of Time, Borderless is for the Twitter. Followers, all you have to do is follow, like, and retweet the original post. So I'll repost that again. We'll bump it. And then you just got to do the original one. The Teferi Time Raveler is for patrons, and that's a promo foil. And that's for patrons for $5 or more. You can become a patron if you go on Patreon, and if you donate $1 or more, that gets you into the Discord. $5 gets you entered into this automatically, and then you get proxies every month. You can check out YouTube. That is a freeway I did it again. I can't fucking do this. Redoing it again. Go to YouTube, and that's
3, 2, 1.
Thanks for the support, Larry. Go to YouTube, and the free way to support the show is subscribe. And that's all you got to do there. Videos coming shortly. Always going to say that until they actually come. And then check out Twitter. That's where you can see the proxies of the week. You can see sharing with myself. Other fun stuff. I don't know. We've been a little more active there lately. And then
on Twitter?
Yeah, you've been doing the tweets and all that kind of fun stuff.
Okay.
You can also see if we're going to be late on a podcast or other stuff.
Did we tweet that out today?
You know what I did like of your tweet last week was the keto s'mores.
That thing was fucking bomb.
It was just marshmallow and chocolate, and that's it.
It was a Reese's peanut butter cup, a melted marshmallow, and then a Hershey's on the bottom.
That's awesome. No crackers.
I was being nice to my wife and letting her have the last graham cracker. So that's and then there was that extra melted marshmallow. I was like, what do I do? See? I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, you are.
And that's probably why I also have gout. So whatever.
Oh yeah, we should get a gout update. How's your toe doing this time, Larry?
I mean, it's still better, but still can feel something in there.
Still not having drinks like I am right here.
No, yeah. Thanks for rubbing that in my face.
Well, I'm having a Malibu Black and Diet Coke. So I didn't want to have beer today. I didn't feel like having a Moscow Mule or a Irish, whatever it's called, Mule. So the Malibu Black, it has the Malibu taste, but it's like,
do they have craft rum of some sort?
They should do that. They probably do. My voice got really high there, but they probably do have something like that.
I'm sure they do.
Hey guys. Oh, it's Mickey again. I'm drinking booze. But it's Captain Morgan, it's 70 proof or whatever, so it actually is strong. It's not like Malibu. I don't think I could ever get a buzz even off of Malibu, but Malibu Black, Cindy and I have had some rough mornings the next day off of it. So cheers to gout.
Gout. I don't. How was your weekend? Up north.
Weekend was good. We had fall colors was just starting. Like you go inland from the lake, so the lake actually keeps it a little bit warmer. So the freezing temperatures they had over the last couple of weeks with the lake keeps it warmer, so that it takes a little bit longer for the leaves to change down there. But once you got inland, like up on the Oberg Trail, everything was pretty damn colorful. So that was
nice.
Hang on a second. Just popping our volume a little bit more. So yeah, once we got inland, it was nice. We went down Alpine Slide twice. The boys freaking love that. They're like, "Oh, let's go more." Well, it's $42 just to go down twice.
Holy Jesus.
Well, let me rephrase that. It was $42 for 4 tickets. So
yeah.
Cindy and I going down twice was $42. So yeah, they're starting to charge like. That's what Lutzen does, man.
Because it's like a 5-minute ride down.
It's like maybe a minute. It's not that long. I mean, you're flying down that thing.
Yeah, I don't go down that anymore because I'm a lot heavier. You go really fast the heavier you are.
So first time we raced, Cindy had Zeke and I had Drake. So we were the heavier ones because Drake's the bigger one,
Yeah.
And I was having to apply the brake half the time because every turn you come out of that turn and the thing would just go back and forth about to fly out the track. And it does. Your dad is an example of that. Your dad flew off of that and wrecked his arm, scabbed it up and everything, or scraped it up.
Grant was in that. He was small enough. My brother was small enough to be with my dad.
Yeah.
My dad's probably a little bit bigger than I am now when he did that. So he was over 300. I'm like 290 right now. And I know I don't want to go on that on my own. And my brother got it on like.
Did he get wrecked?
He
too?
looked like Two-Face.
Yeah. I got close when we were kids where I had to put my hand down to stop, and I had a sweatshirt on, and it melted the sweatshirt, like just holes through it. So, but yeah, I remember when you guys went down, and they were pretty wrecked after that. So, anyways, Cindy's just full, like she didn't even brake. And she was not so far ahead, but she was ahead of me the whole time. I was like, I can't lose to a girl. What the hell is going on? So I'm like trying to, after each turn, I'm gunning it. And then the turns I'm having to brake and all that. We finally caught him at the very last, like the last 10th. So we like passed him just at the very end. So then when we switched on the next one, she hit the first turn. And it freaked her out because she almost flipped out of it. She was like, holy shit. So she had to finally pull the brake. That little added, 20 pounds, it does make a difference. She was gunning it the whole time. If you don't know what we're talking about, Alpine Slide is those big concrete tracks that you are basically on a cart a cart with wheels and you just fly down the hill.
It's like summer sledding with no snow, but you're on concrete.
And if you really want to see what it's like, well, first you could just check Lutzen Alpine Slide.
Yeah. I'll try and find like some type of video and link it
down
below.
I was going to say, they just came out, HBO Max has, what is it called? Shoot. It's about that amusement park in New York where it got shut down eventually, but it had like people dying at it and all that. Oh. They had an Alpine Slide there as well, but they had one, like it's a water slide. And it does an actual 360 loop. And people would go down the slide and they were having them test it. Like they didn't have they first were throwing dummies down it, and once the dummies weren't like coming out like dismembered, then they started actual like staff
Human
members.
trials.
Yeah, and so they were paying him $100 to go down. The owner was, and some people would come out with like broken whatever, or missing teeth and all that, and then all of a sudden people started coming down and they had like gashes in their arms and legs and stuff, and they're like, what the hell, there shouldn't be anything they're scratching themselves on. So they opened up the tube. There's like a escape latch on the top, and they found people's teeth were lodged into the tube, and people were hitting their teeth and gashing their legs open. Yeah.
No.
So yeah, it's God, what is that one called? Now I really want to.
I'm not linking that. I'm not gonna go find that.
It was a pretty good
crazy
show. I would say the first half hour was really good, and then it kind of just got old after a while. And there were some things where I was like, it isn't even that bad, you know, like because Alpine Slide, they were trying to talk about like how bad that was. I was like, that's really not that bad. Hang on, I really want to tell you what it is so you can.
Bye.
Oh, Class Action Park. That's what it's called. Yeah. Check it out.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways,
find like a tourist commercial.
there is one. There's or you're saying for the actual Alpine Slide.
For Luton?
Yeah. Okay, so off topic there. Is there anything else? You can last thing, you can Gmail us. We still didn't finish all that. And you can send us song requests like Lowry's going to have from AJ next week. Thanks, AJ.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking Lowry in that one. I'm glad that it's taking you an extra week because it's a tough one. So
no, I mean it'll be fine. I just want to get the tone down. I want to do it justice. So I only got to listen to it once today because I was working on the computer for 40 minutes before we were recording instead of prepping.
Were you going to try to get it in if you didn't have the computer issues?
Nah, I probably wasn't going to be able to, but that is fine.
All right, well, let's get to the actual episode.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Okay, so Commander 99 or garbage, straight garbage. We're gonna go, like you said, legendary creatures in Zendikar Rising. Do you want to also include the Commander decks? I think we throw those two in there.
We could. Are they on this list that we have pulled up?
They are not on that list, but we can pull those up and check those out if we have time here. So why don't we just start with the first, what's actually in the set, not in the Commander stuff. Do you want me to start, or you want to start with this one, Lau?
I'll start with this one.
Okay.
So Akiri, Fearless Voyager, colorless, red-white. Throwback to Akiri from the partner commanders back in the 4-color decks. Same character.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. And
you have the deck.
Yep.
You have
I know, because this is very similar.
Line Slinger.
Yeah. I actually like that deck a lot.
Core Warrior 3/3. Whenever you attack with one or more equipped creatures, draw a card, which is pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then you may, or for a white, you may unattach an equipment from a creature you control. If you do, tap that creature and it gains indestructible until end of turn.
This seems pretty dang sweet. I like this as an equipment, and it can stay with the Voltron-esque thing. It's not trying to get a bunch of equipments on different creatures and you draw more, because you only can draw one card. Doesn't matter how many equipped creatures you have. You just need to be attacking with one. It makes
But if you do multiple attack triggers, so like in a Aurelia War Leader,
mm-hmm.
and you attack twice, you get to draw 2 cards.
The new commander is what you're also saying, the Minotaur?
Oh, I mean, that would help too. Yeah,
for
sure.
Spoiler
alert.
I like this card. I was very tempted to want to build this, but like you said, I already have an equipment deck, and that one is really based off of more artifacts than it does work with the equipments, but it's based off of all these artifacts that are in play. And so
Yeah.
I'd rather have that commander, but this is, if you don't have an equipment deck, this is a perfect card to
For
have.
sure, because it's card draw and red white in this style of deck, and it's protection for creatures
Mhm.
if you have that white mana open. And I think that's a lot of what you would want. So like in your deck, in your case,
This
I would
is
try
gonna-
and fit this Akiri in.
For sure. I was just going to say, this is going in there. I got it. This
Yeah.
is awesome card draw for that. And yeah, the
So
giving it indestructible is pretty sweet. Being able to unequip, that just makes, that makes, Lightning Greaves a little bit easier when you don't have a creature to put it on. You can just be like, oh, okay, I'll just unattach it with this, you know?
unattach it, indestructible,
Yeah.
target it now.
Yeah.
And also like if you have like Leon and Shikari along with Lightning Greaves or a 0 equip casting, you can do stuff at instant speed, and that can kind of be interesting too.
Yeah.
So if like somebody went to like Wrath the board, you're like, okay, white to unequip, equip it at instant speed with Leon and Shikari, and then as much white mana and like do the protection that way with the indestructible.
Yeah.
So that could be kind of cool.
All right. So what do we vote on this? You ready? Are we doing Commander, 99, or garbage? I go, do we do a 1, 2, 3?
What what do we do before?
We didn't do anything before.
I think it was just what do you feel like it is? I think you could definitely build this
Yeah.
as your commander and have it be solid.
For sure. I think it's definitely Commander. And I think it's also a 99. Obviously, when you
Yeah.
have a Commander, you
Yep.
can have it as a 99. It's not garbage. This is actually a really good card
Yeah,
for
and
this.
if you have this as if it's a red white equipment themed sub theme, I think this goes in it. Red white needs that card draw.
Mhm, for sure.
So
All right. So Commander it is. The next one is it Ashia? Ashia? Soul of the Wild?
Ashaya?
Ashaya? I like that
Ashaya?
better.
Ashaya?
Ashaya Soul of the Wild. 3, 2 green. It is a star. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. Non-token creatures you control are forest lands in addition to their other types. They're still affected by summoning sickness. This was up until precast was going to be my commander. So obviously I think it can be a commander.
Yeah, I think a lot of people want to build with this.
But I kind of changed my mind because it just seems, one, it's mono green, which I want to do. I want more. I don't like doing mono colors. And I've done enough of those over the last year and a half.
Well, you keep on choosing mono red, so I don't.
Well, you went and peed on the other awesome commander, so I was like, fuck, what else is interesting? This is interesting because you could totally just play a bunch of little creatures that count as, forests, so you can tap them for land, get stuff that gets ETB stuff, and then have your big spells like Genesis Wave or, things that require you to have a lot of mana and just wipe the board. That was going to be my kind of plan, is play off of the X and using a lot of casting costs. But I went a different route. But I think this is a freaking sweet card.
Yeah, I think it's definitely cool. I think people are playing around with it in their 99. It's a nice elemental. Could be huge.
Oh.
And so
I actually might say maybe that this is how we should change it. Where is it better? I mean, you can't say this is better at garbage, but you know what I'm saying? Like this spot, I almost would say I'd like it in the 99 more than the commander, Yeah.
Cause I mean, like when you're saying like small creatures, I was like, the small creatures I would want to play in mono green are already producing mana. They're just not considered lands.
Yeah. So
like maybe that's okay, but maybe you're trying to do something different. So I don't know what.
But I mean, think of this
as
your 99 and just playing, and you draw this card and you play it and you have all your creatures out already. Oh, tapping those for mana and all that. To build around this, there doesn't seem like there's a lot of different paths.
Mono green hurts it.
Yeah.
I think because there's from Zendikar, there's some really cool things. that you can do. There's a White Wrath that destroys all non-land creatures. That has Awakening, but also like if you could fit Cyclonic Rift, like this is fights against Cyclonic Rift because Cyclonic Rift returns all non-land permanents.
Oh, that's a good point. Ooh,
so
I like that
this
idea.
is a little bit of hate against those Cyclonic Rift decks. But then it also kind of cheats around with Commander has the like no mass land destruction clause kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people see this and like I'm going to start putting it in, and like it's just an excuse because you're not going to see this very often unless it's the Commander, or unless you're looking to abuse it with like Worldly Tutor and going searching for it and stuff
But
like that.
does this start to make it into a majority of any? If you have a green deck that plays creatures, I think this fits in there. It does enough, like you're saying there. That's a really good point with Cyclonic Rift, being able like other things target a non-land creature or a non-land permanent. Then you can't target that. You know, it protects all your creatures. I think this could fit in as if you're playing green. It fits in most decks.
I think Path to Exile says non-land creature.
Now you're gonna make me.
You gonna look that up?
Yeah. Target creature.
It says target creature. Okay.
But what is it? Beast Within? Is it non-land?
No, Beast Within is any target.
Oh yeah. What's the ones where it's non-land that are destroy?
I don't use those.
That's a good point. But anyways, there is stuff out there. But I think your biggest point is the Cyclonic Rift, especially if you're playing against me with blue, because I will have that.
You will have that.
So I guess my vote for this one is I lean towards the 99.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
It is still a good commander. I can see this going in most of my green decks that deal with creatures. You know, I'll put this
at least to consideration. Yeah,
this is going to go in. Although it does say non-token, so that's one interesting thing. So I was about to say this might go in my Tolsimir deck. Still might, but my token wolves will not generate mana.
The mana, yeah. So yeah, I agree. 99.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Could be a really cool green commander, but I think there's a lot more interesting things you can do in the 99 with it.
On air production meeting, I have a new opener that we can use for next time. We're gonna use the 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
Woo!
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
You could just put that over the bang 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 part this time.
You know what? That's a good point. I'll just block that out. 99 problems. Okay. I just making a note.
Yeah, no, that's a great.
All right.
Great song.
Okay, so you move on to the next one, Lau. This one is interesting.
Cherix, the Raging Isle. 2 colorless blue. It's a 0/17 Leviathan crab. Spells your opponent's cast that target Cherix, the Raging Isle, cost 2 more to cast. And then you can pay 3 colorless. Cherix gets +X, -X until end of turn, where X is the number of islands you control.
I don't hate it, but
A lot of people in the Discord loved it.
Love it. Because I think it'll fit in. The one spot I was thinking was with what's his nuts? The wall. Arcades.
Arcades.
I know it's not a wall, and Arcades isn't doing the toughness. It's more for Doran, right? Doran does your...
But Doran's not blue.
Yeah, so I mean, that doesn't fit in there. But Arcades, you do have... what's the enchantment? The green enchantment that allows...
Assault Formation, I believe it is.
So that one...
And then there's also High Alert that does a similar thing in blue and white.
So that's pretty sweet. Again, something this huge... I wish it had a little something else tied to it, like trample.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like if you can just go and like you can attack with an 0/17, and if they're like, well, who the fuck cares? And then you're like, pump 3 or 6 into it and turn it into an 8 or a 10, depending on how many islands you have. that's not. I don't think this is a bad mono blue throw it in kind card.
I think even a 2-color might not be bad either. 3-color, this shouldn't go in there.
Yeah, for sure, not 3-color.
But 2-color, because then you're not flooded with, you could, like you just said, double pump it. If you're a 2-color, do tap 6, and let's say you have 5 islands out. Hey, you pump them 10. Whereas if you're mono blue, late game, you probably won't be able to do it twice. You have to do it just the one time, which is fine. That's easier to do it. You have more or less mana to spend into it.
There is the card Stormtide Leviathan, I want to say it is, and that turns all of your lands into islands. But also it makes it so that creatures can't attack unless they have Island Walker flying. So maybe not the best card.
Okay. Definitely this is not a commander. I don't see this as being a good commander. But I can see where do you see this? Garbage or 99?
Kind of 99.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Yeah,
lower end 99. It's not something that I'm going to look at a whole ton and go, I need to fit this into this deck. Like it might just work in, maybe it works in Edric. No, probably not. There's an Umezawa deck from Dominaria. He's uncommon. That would make this guy unblockable when you attack.
What is
Toshiro?
What's the god? The mill god. What's his name again?
Phanix.
Is it off of toughness?
It is. That could be something. That could be something.
Yeah, that would be kind of brutal. 17 right there. That's a good one.
I can dig that.
Yeah.
I can dig that quite a bit.
So, all right. Well, but 99, definitely not a commander. If you guys build a deck with a commander with this, I'd like to see it, and I will make fun of you. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, they might just pack it with counterspells and piss you off.
Counter. Oh, look, you don't have anything. You can't play anything. So I'm just going to attack with this fucking 17.
This 17 and deal you 0 damage.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's how much control I have on this game.
You got. Okay, the next card is Drana, the Last Blood Chief. It's 3 and 2 black for a flying 4/4 vampire cleric. Whenever Drana attacks, defending player chooses a non-legendary creature in your graveyard. You may return that card to the battlefield with 1/1 counter on it. The creature is a vampire in addition to other types. So this is interesting. You don't have to play a vampire deck because you're just changing them over to be a vampire, but it is you're trying to sack creatures, get them into your graveyard. You're playing some kind of something where you're dealing with a lot of sacrifice stuff. So it could be an Atesa deck. It itself could be a commander. I don't know. I wouldn't want to build with this, but I can definitely see this one being played.
Yeah, I can see this being a commander. I think I'd probably prefer it in a focused like reanimator deck.
For sure.
Where you're just like able to drop one creature in there and then they're forced to pick a creature, the one that you want, and then bring it back. So maybe you can do that as the commander or in something a little bit different, like a Marcel deck or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you can really abuse the vampire. Like they turn into vampires. It's like, well, if it's in a vampire deck, you're bringing back vampires, so it doesn't really matter. And then if you're not in a vampire deck and they're turned into vampires, then why would it matter?
Right.
So, I mean, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, I can see both. So either I think I'll more likely see this as what you were saying too is, or I'm guessing this is where you're at too with the 99 more than the commander.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
I think
that's where I would rather do it. Yeah.
I put this one in the 99.
Like you can, I would probably like this in like Marin Clan Delnoth, like the black green one that brings back at the end of turn. So you always have something in your graveyard. So you're always gaining value with this 4/4 flyer whenever it attacks. Maybe I can see myself putting this in a Vivictus Asmati deck like mine that I have. That's kind of half Reanimator style.
Yeah. But not just as, and again, it's that monocolor. The monocolor kind of throws it off a little bit. If you add another color in, then you have a little bit more tools to play with, more things to do.
Like blue or red that allow you to discard into graveyard.
Yeah,
would be
that's
nice.
a good point. And the other thing that kind of holds it back a little bit is it is only on attack. This isn't an activated ability. You're not able to do this multiple times. You're at most getting, unless you're, if you're playing as this commander, you're probably not getting an additional attack step because you're not playing with red. So you're only getting it once per round. So I don't know. I'd put it more towards the 99 now that we're talking it more. All right. Move on to the next one. We got a 2-color one here.
All right. We can't complain about monocolored on this one. Grakma, Skyclave Ravager, colorless, black-green, Hydra Horror, Grakma, and Grakma, I don't know.
You're reading off your phone. I know that's the hard part.
Enters the battlefield with 3/1/1 counters on it. Whenever another creature you control dies, if it had a 1/1 counter on it, put a 1/1 counter on Grakma. When Grakma dies, create an XX black and green Hydra creature token where X is the number of 1/1 counters on Grakma. I said Grakma a lot there.
Yeah. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
Four times?
Yeah.
Along with the name?
Yeah.
So I think it's cool. I think the colors are supported in green black for like a +1/+1 counter deck.
This fits in when I was trying to do partner 1/1 counter deck years ago. This would have been probably I would have been like, oh, I can go this route with it, because I was trying to do black, green, and the blue green commander, I think is what I was trying to do. So this, I dig it. Again, here's a little bit better with adding a second color in there and having the death trigger, giving him counters, and he doesn't cost that much to come out. So
yeah,
you sacking him later or him dying and getting, an XX black green, it dies and it's a 10/10. You get another 10/10, so it's not really you're losing him and you just kind of start over with everything. I
think he's really cool.
Mm-hmm. I think I would lean more towards this being a commander though than a 99.
Yeah. I think it's a good utility creature though, just in sacrificing creature decks as well. So like Shadow Gang Brothers or Vivictus Asmati, like in my mind, I'm thinking like,
but it has to have a 1/1 counter on it for him to get a counter.
Sure, but just like having the value of being able to sacrifice a creature and then have that bonus creature left over.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put this in like
it getting sacrificed and having that.
Yeah, just that ability of being around and just having a little bit, it's a 3/3, you sacrifice it for value, and then you get another 3/3. That's kind of gravy. And then if you can reanimate it with that Drana or, Marin of Clan Tilnoth, like those, like if you have that kind of synergy, you can kind of build a little bit of an army with this style of card, but you'll have multiple like it, right?
I guess building on that too is I do like that it isn't a green, black, and X, and then it has counters for how many X's, because that reanimate part works a lot better. Like you were just talking about, you can reanimate this without worrying about the X, because then, if you have anything else that comes in with the X stuff, it just dies right away. Well, this comes back in and it has the 3 counters on it. So that is a good point.
Agreed. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I like that.
So I like it in both quite a bit. Like I want to get a couple of these, and this is something that I want to play around with.
Which way do you lean if you had to choose one, 99 or commander?
I think, with this logic, I'll probably more likely put most of them in 99, unless they're garbage.
Well, then that's
this one I can
category.
see myself building, because I do like to play around with like +1/+1 counters or -1. So like if I had this in like the Volrath shapeshifter deck from Commander like 2 sets ago, this might have been in there because there's a lot of token synergies in there. I just like the card a lot. I like it quite a bit. So 99. Let's go 99.
99 problems. All right, so Kaza Royal Chaser is our next one. This is for blue and red. It is flying. Well, it's a human wizard 1/2 flying haste, and then it has tap. The next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn with cost X or less, where X is the number of wizards you control. Wait. Cost X less to cast. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the next, let's rewind. Redo that. Tap it. The next instant or sorcery spell you cast this next turn costs X less to cast, where X is the number of wizards you control. Are you going to do a wizard tribal with this deck?
Heck yeah. This is 99 in my mind.
Yeah.
Or not 99.
You think this is a commander?
Yeah. Yep.
But would you actually build a wizard deck with this then?
Yeah.
Sorcery.
Yeah. I saw somebody do.
Yeah, because your instance, or you can do some big spells that cost a lot
right?
less. Yeah.
Somebody did. Somebody was posting Dragonstorm on Twitter. I was like, holy shit, that's an amazing idea.
I did see that, yeah. But I mean, like, think of even your extra turn stuff that costs so much with the X. You're not with X, but with the colorless cost and having wizards out and just being like, all right, extra turn. All right, blah, blah, blah. Expropriate. That only cost me 2.
The deck you're talking about sounds awful.
But yeah, I guess.
But you could do that, yes.
Maybe I should build this deck. This seems right up my alley.
I think number 2 was really excited about this one.
Then I'll leave it alone.
Wizard Tribal. I think the other thing, like, I don't think I'd mind this in Inala as well, which is a Grixis color, black, and then you can kind of copy it, but then you can tap it in response. I think this would be really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe it's state-based actions.
I do like that you can't. You're gonna be able to abuse it, but to be able to use its ability, you still have to tap it. So it isn't just like a constant ability that's happening. It's not static going all the time, because that would really suck, because everything costs that less.
Holy shit.
So at least they throw that on there. But yeah, this could be interesting. I can see it being a number 2 deck.
It kind of reminds me of that Saheeli that reduces the cost for the next artifact or the next spell for as many artifacts as you have.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of similar to that idea. It's flying haste 1/2. Like, it has a lot of things going for it. And just being able to reduce the spell by.
Yeah.
That's a really good ramp creature in red blue, right? If you even tap it, no matter what, it taps for 1 basically, because you have it as the wizard.
Yeah, you're a wizard, Ari.
And then everything beyond that is just better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tapping for 3 on this is pretty good.
Yeah.
So if, like, you have your Niv Mizzet Perun deck, which has a wizard sub theme in there. I don't know how many spells you have in there that would want this.
Yeah, because everything is really low casted. But I'd have to look at that. That might not be a bad add in there. But I think you're right. I would probably lean more towards this as the commander than the 99. Because you're going to want to build with the wizards,
Have that in mind.
Yeah,
I agree. Commander.
All right. Next,
we talked you into it, huh?
Yeah, I went from I don't know about this, because then it's wizard tribal. Would you do that? And then you're like, yep. I'm like, okay.
Did you ever watch Kids in the Hall?
Yes.
There was a bit where I'll never forget it, and it's like they're
It'd be
going
funny
around.
if you forget it right now.
What the fuck was it? I'm an idiot.
Happen?
So he's selling vacuums to this guy, and then he's talking with another salesman who's selling like Britannica books back in the day, and the guy just cannot sell his Britannica books, and he can't figure out how the guy just sold him a vacuum, saying that he's a sucker, and it's this long bit, like as long as it goes, and then basically at the end he's like, how did you do it? He like walks in, he's like, buy this vacuum. okay. And it was like the easiest sell ever. That's what it feels like right here. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, yes. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I agree. Well, a lot of these I've read and then just really it's not stewing until right now. You know, I kind of have gone through all these cards. And so now when we're actually breaking it down and talking it through, so that helps out a little bit. And that's part of the reason why we do it this way. You know, it's talking this through. We're not doing any of this beforehand and each of us talking. We're getting our actual reactions to it. Next one is actually a wizard, so you can put this in. No, it has white in it, so it doesn't work. But Linvala, Shield of the Seagate. This is 1 white and blue 3/3 flying. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you have a full party, what?
My name is Rod, and I like to party. All right, Dave, you're up.
Hi, my name is Dave, and I like to party.
No, Dave, I just said that I party, so maybe do something different for me.
My name is Dave, and I am the stuntman.
You know what? Let's move on. Rico, you're up.
Hello, I'm Rico, and I like to party.
Yeah, Rico, what did I just say to Dave?
Who?
Dave.
I like to party. I'm Rod.
No, you're Kevin.
Right. Kevin. I party.
No, you don't. Okay, nobody parties but me.
Yes, and we party.
No.
Yeah, just Rod.
Yes.
And me.
No, I'm the only one who parties.
I'm pretty sure I've partied before.
No, Kevin, I know for a fact you don't party, okay? You do not party.
You're right. Dave's the party guy.
Sweet.
Oh my God, shut up, okay? I'm just gonna do it for you. Denise, this is the crew. Dave's the mechanic. Rico makes the ramps. And Kevin is team manager / videographer. None of them party. Right?
All right, I'm adding it there. I love that freaking bit, and I just watched it the other day. I actually I own it on DVD. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's Hot Rod. And my brother was here, and I was like, my DVDs are still packed away, and we don't have any system connected. Like, I don't even have my DVD player because everything's on Apple, what is it? Apple TV. So like, fuck it, I'm buying it. So I bought it for $4. Friggin' greatest movie ever. If you guys haven't seen it, it's
I don't know if I put that, but it's a really funny movie.
It's really underrated. So when we were going to talk about the parties, I was like, this just reminds me of the parties. So I'm going to play that sound bit. Anyways, so parties, if you guys don't know, which you probably already do, what is the party? It's clerics, wizards,
Warrior,
and there's one more. Trying to go off the top of my head, and that actually doesn't have a reminder text on it. About the parties.
It's not druid. I think people were like, why isn't it druid? So cleric, wizard, warrior, and another one. And another one. It doesn't matter.
Oh shit, what is it? There's another one. Okay, hang on. Okay, cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard.
Rogue. We
Yeah.
missed the rogue.
Yeah. Okay.
D&D is so nerdy. God.
Nerd.
Just kidding. We're all geeks. Nerds is way worse.
I had the nerd one, but I guess I took that one off. I have kill him, but no nerd. All right, so back to it. If you have a full party, choose target non-land permanent opponent controls. Until your next turn, it can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Sacrifice Linvala. Choose hexproof or indestructible creatures you control. Gain that ability until end of turn. I'm going to say right off the bat, I don't like it as the commander, but I do like it as its sacrifice ability.
Fuck yeah.
Just have
Linvala likes to party.
Yeah, he does. I think the first part is just kind of trying to make it a commander, maybe, but it's just kind of BS, or maybe it's trying to fit with something with standard or whatever. But I think it's really the part that matters for commander is the sacrifice part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just having this sitting out there and players knowing, shit, if I try to target their stuff, he's going to sacrifice it and it's whatever, or I'm destroying everything and sacrifice it. There's just, it's that mentality you always say that if it's out there, make them use it. So you try to get rid of it as soon as possible.
Yeah. But like, if you're trying, like, you have to do targeted removal on it. Like, you could do
just try and make them sacrifice it. You know what I'm saying?
Like
So
attack.
Yeah. Well, not even attack, just being like, all right, well, I'm going to destroy something else, or, just trying to make them sacrifice this to get rid of it.
Yeah. So like, and this just adds, I really, really like this card. This is Dauntless Escort and Selfless
Spirit.
This is the third version of it. I'll take this all day. This is going in a ton of blue-white decks. This is able to be brought back by the White Titan because it's converted mana cost 3 or less.
I kind of, we'll see when we get down the road here, but I have a feeling that people will forget about its second ability of the sacrifice part. But you're right that if you're playing a blue-white deck and it's based on your trying to protect your creatures and everything, this has to go in there. Like it's a perfect spell to have, or not spell, a creature to have in there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what is it? What's the green? My brain farting off of that one. The one that gives all your stuff hexproof and indestructible. The one that I love so much.
Oh, the instant?
Yeah.
Heroic Intervention.
There we go. I mean, this on a creature that gives you both, but just having this out, you have to have. This is a great protection spell.
Yeah. Yep.
Or creature.
And you can use this effect offensively as well. You can sacrifice it, make all your creatures indestructible, and then Wrath of God of some style.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just one-sided board wipe if that's what I like, being able to do that as well if you see the opportunity. So I think it's a really, really good
99.
blue-white staple.
Yep. But not commander. I don't think I would see this one as a commander. It'd just be weird. Party tribal. Should I play that bit
And also,
again?
I think you stole that card from me.
Did I? No.
Yeah, because you just did the red blue wizard thing too.
Oh shit, I did.
Fucking cheater.
All right, you get 2 in a row then.
I don't care. I just wanted to bring it up. Bust your chops. Doesn't matter. I got the landfall. Marog, Fury of Akum. 4 colorless, red. It's a 6/6 Minotaur warrior. Each creature you control gets +1/+0 for each time it has attacked this turn. Landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. At the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures you control. So this takes a little bit of thinking. It's not just like throw a ton of lands down in your first main phase. I mean, you can, but you're probably doing it wrong.
Why not throw them all down in your first main phase?
Okay, so what happens is it does not untap your creatures after your first attack. And so if you do it in your first main phase and then attack in your first upkeep or your first combat and then you have your second one, it will not untap your creatures. Thusly, you wasted your extra attack step. So generally what you want to do is main phase, attack, another main phase, then you do your combat tricks and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get a second main phase.
You don't get a main phase after. You always get a second main phase.
Yes,
after your
the second
combat.
Main phase. Yeah,
and then you go into a second or third combat, and then it goes directly into end step because you don't get another main phase like many extra attacking things like cards do. They almost always give you a second or third or fourth main phase. This does not give you a main phase or like an extra main phase to work with. So you want to have your landfall triggers happen in the second main phase because it also has to happen in a main phase for the landfall to trigger.
Yeah, but
you can't do it on another player's turn. Can't do it during your attack step.
But you can't do it in a second main phase.
Yes, why not?
It says if this, because it would say your second main phase.
No, they're both considered main phases.
Oh.
Because this doesn't say your first main phase.
Yeah, but I don't know.
No.
I know you guys.
They're both main phases.
Yeah, but whenever you see things worded as like, there's a lot of cards that talk about that it has to be in your main phase or your second main phase, and this I would think that this
no, they
this
don't
has to happen in your
the second.
I swear I've seen that before where it says you're in your, no, like main, you can't do it in your second part. It has to happen in the first main phase.
You would have to give me a card because I don't have a single one that would come to my head. But that I'm telling you how to play this card. You do it in your second main phase. You get 1 or 2 off of a fetch, and then it goes directly into your end step because you don't get that other main phase.
But that's where I'm not sure that works that way because I'm pretty sure it has to happen in the first main phase. I thought. Maybe you're right that it's just saying main phase, but I thought the second main phase was an actual
terminology.
Yeah.
There might be some cards that specify first or second, but this doesn't specify which main phase, and they're both considered a main phase. So if it's specifying first main phase, then I would agree with you. But it's just specifying a main phase. That is yours.
Yeah, I'm just looking at all the.
Because there's we had a lot of discussion on
I know
Discord
you guys
about it.
Went crazy on that. So here's a card that's older, so it might not work as.
Was it Portal?
No. And I can see both your arguments with this too. You know, it's Urza's Saga, but it talks about your main phases. But I can see with Neheb the Eternal has at the beginning of your post-combat main phase. So that's saying after. So it isn't saying your second. Then there's the pre. So I guess you're right. Because if you use Neheb the Eternal has post-combat main phase. And then you go, was it Clyth, the God of Destiny, has the beginning of your pre-combat main phase. So I guess that's when you determine which main phase they want to talk about.
That's when those cards are like triggering.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is in this, when you're trying to determine if you're a certain phase, they will list it as a pre-combat main phase, and the other one does post-combat main phase or post-combat main phase. So what I'm saying is I agree with you because it says just main phase. If it was trying to say what I was saying, I thought it was doing, it would specify. It would say pre-combat main phase. Then you would only be able to do it on the first part and not the second.
Yeah.
Okay. So that I learned something today. No, it's funny because we guys started talking, like it got spoiled and I was like, that's sweet. That's awesome. But it was during the day. So I was working. And so then all of a sudden that conversation went crazy on the Discord. And I was like, there was a lot of talking and there's too much.
Yeah.
I can't.
There was a lot of confusion on how to use it too.
Yeah.
And so but at the end of the day, like if you drop your land in the first main phase, understand that after your normal combat stat or like combat phase, they won't, if you attacked, they won't untap in the second one because they only untap during extra. Or what the fuck is the reasoning? Let me reread it.
No, because it has to untap at the beginning of combat. So you do need to drop one in the beginning, right? Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase.
Okay. So what happens is if you fall in the first main phase, the extra combat step happens before your normal combat step. And so they won't have been tapped or attacking. They would all have the untap trigger. You would be able to attack, and then it goes into your normal attack phase.
And then they went untap because
they don't have that trigger to untap in that phase.
So you want to do it either while your first attack is going on.
You can't because the landfall trigger has to happen in a main phase.
Oh, that's a good point. So you have to.
Yeah, that was a big thing too. Is like you can't have a walking atlas tap to put a land into play or do a fetch during land or like during attack because it has to happen during a main phase.
So you have to wait until your second main phase and then drop your land. And if it's a fetch, you get to do it twice.
Yes. Or if you want to scape shift in your second main phase, you can get 6, 7, 8 triggers on that along with whatever fetches you want to do. So it can get gross, but it's
don't
not
drop your
going
land.
to be broken.
Yeah.
because you're not getting them any other main phase to put any more lands down after these attacks.
Okay.
It goes directly into your end step.
So that 10-minute breakdown of teaching me between main phase and second main phase, which actually isn't a thing. It's actually called pre-combat and post-combat main phase.
That's so many more words than just first and second. Though.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've called it forever. First main phase or main phase and second main phase.
We're old.
Anyways, all that being said, I don't think this can be your commander. Like, it seems it's mono red, which kind of sucks. I'm kind of disappointed that it didn't like splash a black in there, because then the mono, that's how I type it, minnows. The Minotaur could have another commander that goes with it. Although it does go with the jumpstart one, it just sucks that it doesn't have another color splashed in. So I definitely see this as a 99, but I don't think it's garbage. I think it's a great card, especially for your attacking with multiple attack triggers and stuff. This is really sweet for that.
Yeah.
But I don't like
Aurelia
it as a
the War
commander.
Leader is insane.
Yeah.
With this guy in it.
But I don't see it as the commander. I mean, do you? Change my
I think
mind.
it could be a really powerful commander. I mean, like if you go Red Goblin Token Swarm with this guy, but I mean, there's probably better Goblin decks, and then you just fit this in there. I think I'm going to consider this in a lot more 99 portions.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Like it feels like a really, really good card, though.
Yeah. All right. Now we move into your bread and butter, your commander that you're building. Everybody's building.
Everybody's building. Yeah, everybody's already complaining about it. So we'll have fun next week when I'm talking about Omnath, Locus of Creation. This is red, green, white, blue, 4/4. Elemental. Everybody knows our friendly Omnath from Zendikar.
Mm-hmm.
This is his fourth iteration.
Is it the fourth or is it third?
He was mono green, then he was red green.
Oh yeah,
then he
they've
was
added
red, green, blue.
A color every time.
Yeah. So when Omnath enters the battlefield, draw a card. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life. If this is the first time the ability has resolved this turn. If it's the second ability, add red,
Second
green,
time.
white, blue.
If it's the
On
second
the second time, yeah. And if it's the third time, Omnath deals 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker you don't control.
Crazy.
It's opponent.
Mhm.
Okay.
Or you were thinking it was targeting a creature?
I was thinking it's creatures and planeswalkers. Opponents and planeswalkers, that's very different. Okay.
Yeah, it's the
It's
interesting
still really cool.
interesting thing is it stops after 4 or the
At
third land drop. You aren't going to be able to, escape shift into I'm going to if it had said if it's 3 times or more, that would be fucking sick. But even still, this is pretty sweet. I mean, it comes into play. You get to replace it by drawing a card, gaining life, getting land, and dealing damage. I mean, it's a package deal right there.
Yeah. It's a really powerful, like, to me, that ramp part has been the craziest thing. So if I go like the turn that Omnath comes out, the next one, if I go fetch land, gain 4 life, add 4 to it, I've played nothing, and I can go 1 green mana tap, put a great henge into play.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, holy shit, that's a big play right there.
Yeah, the ramp of it being the second one, yeah, that's pretty
For 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty
It's been pretty crazy. And then adding in a spark double or Sakashima,
Mhm.
like just to copy it. So like 1 land gains you 4 life and 4 life, and then it gains you 8 mana.
What about Helm of the Host?
I was debating that because I think the mana produced by this allows it to be added in. So I was just kind of getting to that before the show here. So we'll see if I fit that in. Because then, it draws you a card every combat because you're having it come into play. That seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
The deck has been really fun to play around with.
Yeah, you lucky bastard. That is a really. You were like, I'm going to do Omnath. Which one are you picking? I'm like, well, I guess I'm not doing Omnath.
No.
Just
I
kidding.
asked you who you're
I know,
picking,
I'm just
and then you didn't respond for a night, and I was like,
I'm
gonna
picking
pick
Omnath.
I gave you like 12 hours. Probably
Yeah.
8 of that you're sleeping.
I was just about to say I was sleeping for most of that, and then I'm taking a kid to school. Son of a bitch! I know your tactics. I should have answered right away.
You should have.
Oh, that's all right.
I gave you all ample opportunity, but the card's crazy, and everybody's caught on. It's like $30-$40 card right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully I open it in my set boosters.
Yeah. Good luck, fucker.
Yeah.
Definitely I would put this one in the commander, not necessarily the 99. It would be interesting still, the 99, but that's a lot of 4 colors. Why not play this as your commander? It just does a lot.
Yeah.
So
I think this is a commander. I think it's a
slot.
powerful commander, and it's an awesome card.
All right. Next one is Aura Skyclave Hierophant. Is that like Elephants from Lord of the Rings? Did I say it right?
Yes.
Is it Hierophant or Hierophant?
I'm not sure.
No. Hierophant.
Hierophant.
That was a bad joke.
Yep.
2 white and a black for a 3/3 core cleric. You know, those cores are amazing. Has, I think I said lifelink already, but if I didn't, it does. Whenever Aura or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric card with lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. Hey, it's our cleric commander.
Yeah, I mean, is that something that doesn't? I mean, this is a commander.
Yes, it's not a 99
that I wouldn't want to build.
I almost throw this in the garbage. I know there's probably people that are listening that are like, finally we have a cleric that we can build.
Finally.
Whatever. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm not into this one.
No.
Or another cleric you control dies. Return target cleric card you control with lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. I mean, how many clerics?
People have been
are beyond like 1 or 2 or 3
cleric commander, and they got it. It's really shitty.
Yeah, not anything I'm super interested in.
So it should fit in the commander spot, but for me, it's going in
if
the
that's
garbage.
something that you're doing.
Yeah.
Garbage.
All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one's pretty sweet. This one I was contemplating of picking for my commander, but I did not.
Phylath, World Sculptor, 4 colorless, red green. It's a 5/5 elemental. When Phylath enters the battlefield, create X or 01 green plant creature tokens for each basic land you can. Oh, I don't think I realized
basic.
that.
I didn't realize
land.
that either.
He's fucking basic.
That sucks.
Not as good. Landfall. Whenever you land enters the battlefield under your control, put 4 +1/+1 counters on target plant you control.
Man, they need to flip flop Avenger of Zendikar with him. Make Avenger of Zendikar red green and legendary. And that is Avenger of Zendikar legendary.
No,
he is not. No. Make him legendary, and he be the commander, and this guy be the 99. Because I just. Now that you read it out loud and I'm reading it, each basic. So what?
Why is this basic?
I'm going to get 4 01 plant creature tokens. And then I was kind of looking up plants before the cast. So I was waiting for your computer to get all running. And there just isn't a lot of them. There is a lot of plants. There's just not a lot of good ones. You know, you're dealing with a lot of mana creators. They're plants. They don't really do a lot. I mean, there was one that, remember Jake used to play with that seemed kind of fun. That one that if it is dealt damage, you make a duplicate of it. It's a defender one, I think, or not.
Yeah, but that's green white, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point because this is not that.
Yeah, that's from Ravnica.
No, sorry. No, it's there's the green one. It's 1 green and 4 colorless, and it's I believe.
Oh, it's an 02. Yeah, whenever it's hit. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. You put counters on it and all that, but no.
No.
I mean,
yeah. I'd put this in the 99, but I wouldn't build with it with the basic clause.
Yeah. Even if with a
at that point.
99 would be tough.
No, I mean, having being able to just
I guess you were putting
make a
counters on that.
4/5
Yeah.
along with your 5/5. That's not bad in my mind. Along with a couple of chumps, you know, making a plant off of a fetch land like an 8/9. That seems pretty good, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. But yeah, I agree. I don't know if it could work with it could be a commander, but I guess if I were to lean one way or the other, I don't want to make plant tribal. Yeah, I guess I would.
This didn't make it into my Omnath deck. I could say that.
Yeah.
Even with, probably because I was being dumb, because I don't have Avenger of Zendikar in there either. But that's probably wrong.
Avenger of Zendikar is always good to have, but this one is iffy. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd say 99, I guess.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Yeah, I'd consider it at least. I don't think it's garbage.
No, not garbage. I just won't play with it a lot. So I guess garbage for me.
Garbage.
All right, next one, Lau.
Taborax.
Oh, wait.
Hopes.
Am I supposed to read this one, aren't I?
Yes.
Yes. All right. I just had you read the first word so that I knew how to pronounce it. Taborax. I got it right on the first one. Hope's Demise. 2 and a black for a flying 2/2 demon cleric. Oh, here's a cleric. Taborax has lifelink as long as it has 5 or more 1/1 counters on it. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on Taborax. If that creature was a cleric, you may draw a card. If you do, lose a life. All right. I would probably prefer to play this as my cleric commander over, but then you'd lose out on the white. Damn it. Doesn't work.
Yeah. If they just had this be like a 1/1 for black and a white with all that text, I'd be down like a clown.
Oh, clowns are down. I don't know what they're down for, but they're down.
For me, this is just 99. I think this is kind of cool value. Maybe it goes in like a Yahani deck that has a bit more clerics.
Yeah, but so if you're not playing with clerics, is it even in the 99?
Yeah,
I mean, it is getting
non-token creature you control gets a 1/1 counter on it. Yeah, I don't think I have a problem with that. Like, I can see myself putting this in like Yawgmoth or like any mono black sacrifice deck. Like this could
how
probably
many of those
get
you have running around.
What's that?
I said, how many of those you have running around. Yeah.
This could like this is that a death trigger? Could that go in your Tesa deck, black white?
I don't know, token dies. Yeah, but I have a lot of tokens.
Yeah, that makes it tough.
But the initial, it's the, is it Afterlife? Is that what it is? So they are initially a creature. So a lot of times that first part would work. Second part wouldn't. I haven't even looked to see if they'd be clerics or not. I would really like the cleric part. So I guess it'd be 99. Definitely not commander. Commander. 99.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Not garbage. 99. All right, next one. Our 5-color commander.
Yeah. All right. Tazri, Beacon of Unity. 4 colorless and a white for a 4/6 human warrior. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party.
Should we play
the whole clip again?
Yeah, the entire thing.
Do the whole thing again. Maybe not. Okay, so you can hybrid 2 colorless.
A couple minutes later. So things are going to sound a little different now. Lowry's computer completely died, and now luckily we have our soundboard, so our mixer, so we're actually able to do this. But I'm unable to get Lowry to sound stereo. So if people are listening to this in the car and Lowry's talking, he's gonna be on the left side of your car. If he's in your headphones, he's only in your left ear at this point.
I'm assuming that you'll
wave some magic wand and make it work later on in post.
Yeah, right. It's really weird to see it on Audacity because it's like when you talk, only the top line is going, and you're only in my left ear, so it's people are gonna be pissed. No, I'm just kidding.
Sweet.
So what we're gonna do is we only have 5 more cards to talk about. Lowry can't look it up because he's talking on the phone, so I'm gonna read the cards. We're gonna basically just go through these last 5. And say if they're commander, 99, or garbage, and then we'll see what happens with Larry's computer. It might be the end of it. But we'll see. All right, so
we might never ever have a show again.
Right. No, you're going to get a new one. I think you got it. All right, so what Lowry was talking about was Tazari, Beacon of Unity. He already said all the stuff with the casting costs and all that. He was just about getting into the abilities when everything kind of crashed. So I will repeat that. So it costs 1 less for each creature in your party. And then you can tap either blue, black, red, or green, but it has that hybrid where you can pay 2 colorless instead for each of those. But it's look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 clerics, rogues, warriors, wizards, and or allies from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So 5 color not only has the party mechanic, but they also throw in allies, which is kind of interesting. They didn't want allies to feel left out. Definitely a commander. Oh man, I'm getting an echo back on yours. Can you hear me all right, Lau?
I'm not even talking.
I know, it was weird because I could hear me say commander. But where do you see it, Lowry? Commander, 99, or garbage?
Garbage.
Oh,
it's commander. It's commander or garbage.
Yeah, definitely not in the 99. That doesn't fit there very well. Could you see yourself playing with that card at all? Would you make a deck around that? I mean, you could go different routes. You could be a cleric, a rogue, a warrior, a wizard, or an ally deck. So it's giving you a tribal of multiple tribes.
Yeah, I mean, this is the party deck that could work, but the ally deck is just better with the other, like the older Tazri.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in this one.
Yeah. All right. Then we move into the one that I decided I was going to choose tonight. After going quickly through these cards, I looked at them and I was like, actually, this one kind of stands out and could be very interesting, a fun kind of build. But it's, what is it? Verisol, the Spirit or Split Current. This is for green and blue and X. It is a Serpent 0/0. It enters the battlefield with 1/1 counter for each mana spent to cast it. Whenever you cast a kick spell, you remove 2 1/1 counters from Vazarol or I said it right the first time, and then I fuck it up when I go to read it again.
You did. It was fantastic.
If you remove 2 counters, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. It also counts for permanent. So if you cast a permanent spell that has a kicker or multi-kicker in it, you make a copy in it, the permanent spell becomes a token. This seems like it could be a lot of fun because there are quite a few kicker, and if you add in multi-kicker as well, there's a few of those spells. But the thing is, you're not going to fill your deck up with multi-kicker and kicker spells. You're going to kind of do a balance of getting more counters on this so you can keep using him.
Yeah,
I think it could be fun because you got to play around with that kind of thing. So I'm definitely saying it's the commander because that's what I'm going to build. As a 99,
I don't know what it'd go in.
Yeah, I think it only could really fit in a commander spot.
Well,
I guess no. I mean,
have
if
you
you're
looked at any green and blue kicker cards?
Yeah, I pulled them up, and Card Kingdom did a search. There's 177 results.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's enough to play around with, but like I said, you're not just putting all kicker and multi-kicker in there. You got to do a balance of giving getting more 1/1 counters and stuff. So it might be a 50-50 of getting more counters on him, and then using your multi-kicker or kicker stuff to double everything up, double and double or whatever. So I think this one will be fun. I wanted to do something different because originally I just didn't want to. The other ones just seem boring besides Omnath, and this one seems like it could be fun to play around. I haven't really done a kicker deck. I guess this is a kicker commander, so this should be interesting.
Yeah. There was a red-green kicker guy, so I do wish that this was maybe red-green-blue.
Yeah, added a third color in.
So
yeah.
But I think this is fine. Yeah, as a kicker commander, I think it's cool.
All right, and then we move into Yazharn Impeccable Earth. This is 2, a green, and a white for a 4/4 elemental boar. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic forest and a basic plains card. Reveal those cards and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your library. Then it has players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities. That part I don't care about. The main part I like is for 4, you're playing a 4/4 that gets you 2 lands and puts them into your hand. That's pretty sweet, actually. Definitely not a commander.
You don't care about players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities?
Well, that part's sweet, but you're going to put this in for getting your ramp. I mean, you're getting that, and that's just a bonus. This also affects you, though. It doesn't say opponents, so you can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Whatever. I think it's Commander or 99. I think it's good in both.
I lean towards 99, I think, with this one. Because I will play in white-green decks. This is pretty sweet to be in there. Going to get 2 lands.
I mean, this does stop fetches because you can't pay life.
Activate abilities, yeah. So, don't play your fetches if you're playing with him. Because it does affect you. But yeah. I think I would.
I think it's cool.
Would you lean? Which way would you lean more, 99 or the commander? Then
killing fetches is kind of hard, so that's a little bit more build around for me. So I think for people that don't run fetches, I think this is perfect for them in 99 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'd have to probably focus more as a commander.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't see eye to eye on that one then. Our first one. I think it's our second.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
What's funny is we aren't saying any of them are really that garbage. I think we've said one so far. We just love them all. All right. Then we have Zagras, Thief of Heartbeats. And this is 4 black and red for a vampire rogue. It costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. Has flying, death touch, haste. Other creatures you control have death touch. Whenever a creature you control deals damage to a planeswalker, destroy that planeswalker. So, what did we decide planeswalker death touch was? Death walker. I don't know. That was dumb. That was really dumb.
No, that was great. I think they should hire you to keyword things.
What do you think of this one as a party commander? It likes to party. Nah.
No, you don't get to party. I'm the only one that
You're
gets
the
to
only
party.
one that gets. Obviously, you partied so hard you broke your computer.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather Rakdos party than Azorus party. So,
yeah. I would say flying, death touch, haste. Other creatures you control have death. I do like that. Other creatures you control have death touch. Man, this could actually be a cool commander. A death touch commander. I just like that it turns all your other creatures to have death touch. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, there's flying, death touch, haste for 4, potentially less than 6. I can see myself putting this into my Mathis deck. Is that right? The commander that pings That's Death Touch based.
I'm pulling it up right now. Mathis. That's the Bounty Hunter one.
Yeah, yep, that one.
So that one's red, white, and black.
Yeah, so I'd definitely fit this in that deck.
Yeah. 'Cause then
Zagara.
yeah, that's a good point, because then you get the pings off of it, like you said.
Yeah. And it's kind of nice to have some Planeswalker control if you can get that through. I like it as a 99 in some decks, but yeah, I think you're right. Just being able to build around this.
Yeah. I mean, instantly turns all your stuff to have Death Touch. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And Planeswalker Death Touch, that's even awesomer. So I'll lean towards...
Don't you mean Deathwalker?
Deathwalker. Wah, wah, wah. I can't even have my buttons up. Do I have my buttons? There's my buttons. And I had it up right. Can you hear the buttons through the phone? That must work.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Okay, sweet. Sweet. All right. Well, okay, so I lean towards Commander. You lean towards...
Commander.
Okay.
99.
All right.
Or garbage.
Way to make a decision. All right, the last one. Last card of hearing this awful not Lowry in stereo. You need Lowry in stereo to enjoy his voice. So we have...
Otherwise, I'm flatter than everything else.
Flat like the earth. Zareth San the Trickster. 3 blue and a black. It has flash. It's a Merfolk Rogue. 4/4. You can tap 2, a black and a blue. Return an unblocked attacking rogue you control to its owner's hand. Put Zarath from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may put target permanent card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It's like a garbage ninjutsu. And
No, it's Rogue Jitsu.
yeah, rogue jitsu. Rogue Jitsu that as your commander sucks because it's not in your hand. So you can't use its ability unless it gets to your hand. So
no, can you not use it in the command zone?
No.
Return an unblocked attacking you control to its owner's hand.
Yeah, but
from your hand into the battlefield. Yeah. Okay, that was bad.
Yeah, so it's not a commander. As the 99, sure. But then you're playing a rogue. I guess if you're playing a rogue deck, then it fits as one of your other 99. Other than that, I think it's garbage. I like that if you are able to do a rogue tribal, that's kind of cool, taking a permanent from a player's graveyard. But then you're basing it off of playing. I don't know. I lean towards garbage with this one. You know, it's not your. It can't be your. It can be your commander, but it'd be stupid to have it as your commander. Did you just drop the phone? What the hell just happened there?
I played with a case.
Oh, I could hear it. It was like.
Sorry.
Oh, let's just do our cast this way from now on. You not in stereo. Any movement you make, I hear it.
I'm sitting on a comfy couch, which is nice.
Oh, that's nice. Look at you relaxing. Okay, so I think for the second time in this, I lean more towards garbage. I don't like this card very much at all.
If you're rogue tribal, this is
in there
probably good, but otherwise it's garbage.
Yeah. All right, we got through it, Lowry.
We got lucky.
Yeah. Okay, we should probably wrap this up because 1, it's taken 3 hours to do this, and 2, we're on a telephone. So Lowry's not in stereo. Hopefully we have things fixed for next week. If we don't, we won't see you guys again. No, I'm just kidding. We'll get it figured out. If we have to do it
forever, Lowry.
This might be I don't think I was thinking about it when it all got messed up. I was like, This is going to sound stupid if I'm just talking to myself about the last 5 cards. We have to have something. So even though it sounds shitty of, not stereo and through a phone, it's just better than me talking to myself, because that would be really bad. All right, well, let's wrap this up. We will catch you guys next week, I promise.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Sega.